get into that. So, hey, folks, welcome to this episode of The Security Table. This is Chris Romeo, joined by Matt Coles, and Izar is now only literally using his first name on anything. The previous episode has gone to his head, and he doesn't even put his last name into things anymore. Like, if you don't know who he is, then that's on you. Is kind of his.
Look, when you have a name like mine, all you need is a first name.
That's true. That's true. I wish I had the same problem.
Just remember, if you have any IT calls, you know who to go
Don't
to.
call me.
Come on, it's the holiday season, and that's when all of our relatives like us to fix their computers, their smartphones, their TVs, their tablets, anything that's connected to the internet.
And that's why I have a T-shirt that says, "No, I don't do Windows."
You know, you'll find that one relative
problem.
who has, something strange.
Yeah.
My relatives, all of them have something strange.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. You mentioned right as we were starting here.
68,000 series Mac. Come on.
No, it goes like this. Oh, wait, you work in computers, right? Yeah. You have a degree in computer science, right? Yeah. So listen, you're going to help me with this. Excel. I open it and and I have this strange stare that I do when they say that, where very quick they stop asking and just move away.
What are you, Sheldon here with your Bazinga t-shirt?
No, I'm just looking at the horizon with the 100 Windows stare.
I'll say you're doing the Elon Musk thing. Apparently Elon Musk does that where he'll go into a trance for a while and then as people are talking to him, and then eventually they'll just stop talking, and then he'll kind of finish thinking about whatever he's solving, and then he'll come back to the conversation.
Yeah, exactly that. Minus the solving thing. Yeah.
You know with the Neuralink, you know with the Neuralink chip, he's just organizing his threads.
That's true.
He's running garbage collection.
Hey, that's probably true. I'm almost finished with Isaacson's book on Elon Musk, which is the latest, and it's fascinating. I'm learning so many things about how to be a good leader. Like fire people during a meeting if you don't like how they.
Oh, by the way, you're fired.
Yeah, if you don't like how their response is, just immediately fire them in the middle of the meeting in front of everyone else.
The firings will continue until morale improves, right?
Yeah.
Immediately what came up.
Yeah. I mean, he gets stuff done though. He's got a lot of successful companies. But that's not why we're here.
Yeah, just be happy we don't have SCSI cables anymore. Yeah.
You don't have those?
No.
I need to upgrade my stuff then.
And if if Elon is listening, maybe we need a new guest.
Yeah, come on. You're always welcome, Elon. You can connect over Neuralink.
Wait.
From your Tesla, from a spaceship. Or from Twitter, I guess, the X or X, whatever.
No. Oh, it's going to be a blast.
It'd be fun.
Controlled.
All right, well, we wanted to have a little holiday episode, which we all wore our most festive holiday gear that we could find, which is basically the same thing we would wear to a holiday party or a Thanksgiving gathering here in the United States. We probably would literally be wearing the same thing that we have on right now.
Not true, I got long pants.
Okay. All right, well, that's good. Please wear long pants to holiday gatherings. But we wanted to start our conversation here today because, we're close to American Thanksgiving with let's all share something we're thankful for. I'm going to say in security. I'm going to make it broader than AppSec. I wanted to focus this in on AppSec, but I'm like, let's take the AppSec blinders off or whatever illustration you can think of that would constrain us to that. If you have something wittier yourself, feel free to insert that into your mind now as you're thinking. So what are we thankful for in the world of security? So who wants to go first? Because I'm thankful.
Why don't you go first, Chris?
I'm thankful for nothing. So.
Not true.
Okay, all right, I'll go first. I'm going to take the one. So you guys making me go first. Guess what? You guys are going to be really upset because I'm going to take one that you want to share. I am thankful for a community that the three of us are all a part of. That includes the likes of Brooke Schoenfeld and Kim Vutz and Adam Shostak and Avi Dublin and Siva Diller-Snyder and many other friends of ours that our threat modeling besties is the best way I can think of to describe them. So I am thankful for that community. It's made going to conferences such a fun experience now when I know that some of those folks are going to be there, some of you are going to be there, and we get to hang out and talk. And so that's something. And I think that's something that it's other people can replicate that too. Like it's, yes, the group that we have joined up with is a special group, but other people can do the same thing. It's not, there's nothing special about, we're not like some great people at making groups or whatever. But it's good to have community inside of our organizations and inside of our jobs and professional careers, right? Because this can be a pretty lonely environment if you don't have some community to lean into and some people to tell you when you're full of it and stuff like that. So
I took the one. Yeah, I want to take that a step further then, Chris. Okay. So just a different angle on, or not a different angle, but a different area for that. So I've had an opportunity to work over the many years, oh my God, decades now of doing security of some sort. And I have had the pleasure of working with so many interested and interesting people. Talk about community, but talking about really people who want to share their experiences and share their knowledge. And I'm talking about folks in standards bodies. So whether that's something like OWASP, a community initiative, or something, where you have to, pay to get in, or whatever, or them making, fancy documents and specifications and whatnot for the industry to follow. The folks who define those things spend countless hours. And I'm thinking, more recently of like CVSS v4, for instance, with the launch of v4, the dozens of people who are involved in making that happen, writing documentation, sharing ideas, putting their brainpower at work to help the industry at large. I will say I'm thankful that we don't have to figure this out for ourselves, and that we have an opportunity to share amongst the members of the community, the security community, to make us all be more effective and efficient and capable in the work that we do.
Nice. Izar, you've had a lot of time to ponder here. So
yeah, so I had to quick pivot here, and I am very thankful for S-Bomb and Dast.
Shut up. All right. End of this podcast. Thank you, folks. This podcast
wait. There's more. Wait.
Izar's video seems to be hung. There's a
yeah, that's right. He's just been kicked out of the call.
There's more. No, okay. I'm actually very, very, very thankful to them because they gave us so much to talk about, right?
Somebody's joy.
And he saves. So, but actually, I my original one, I wanted to build a bit on what both of you brought up, and I think that it's not random that the three of us immediately jumped to community, because in joint ways and in separate ways, we have had so many amazing experiences this last year and a bit before. But the one thing that I am really, really, really thankful in terms of security is, in terms of community, is that, and especially outside, beyond the realm of AppSec, I think that in a ways we have shared that label of a security that eats its own, of a community that eats its own. I think that we used to be very insular, very closed. We used to be very unwelcoming of new people. Mm-hmm. And we used to be very, if you don't know this thing, then go away. I don't want to talk to you. And I think that we have matured past that. And I'm very thankful for that. Mm-hmm. And the reason I am thankful is that first, it gives me an opportunity to do something that I really, really enjoy, which is mentoring other people. So people feel that they can come up to us and say, hey, I want to learn some of the stuff that you know. Could you spend some time with me? And on the other hand, it gives me plenty of opportunity to say, I don't know. And there are people who know, and I can go to them and learn from them. I think that a couple of years ago, that wouldn't be as much of a given. But as I said, I think that we matured past that, and that security got so big and so important. And finally, we got this place, perhaps at the children's table so far. But we are not the dog coming under the table and asking for a bit of the turkey anymore. So yeah, I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, that's a good assessment, because I remember, being around security. I've been in this for 26 years. So, pre-Twitter, pre-InfoSec drama and all the things. And I don't know if maybe it's the AppSec community has formed a sub group of people that are just nicer to each other. But I can't think of, and maybe I'm insulated from this, but I can't think of any major AppSec drama in the last year of something where I was like, there was a big disagreement between people in the community. And I know it's happened in the past, right? Human beings are what we are, and we're not gonna all get along with everybody along the way. But I think this has been a really good year of just being open-minded towards people and being willing to mentor. And I think about Tanya Jenkins does this mentoring
just
Monday
what I was
thing.
thinking.
Yeah, Tanya does this mentoring Monday thing where she's always looking to connect people and find somebody who needs mentoring with somebody who's willing to mentor. And this is something that all of us that have been around for a while, we got to do more of this. We got to continue to embrace this idea of building the next generation, because I'm looking at 26 years and am I going to do this for 26 more years? I don't think so. We gotta bring some more people. And that's why I've been pushing our industry too. Let's push some of the boundaries of things people believe and see if we can get people to think about these things. And instead of just going, well, this is how you do DevSecOps. You just always have DAS somehow in your pipelines.
Yeah, but and don't forget to generate an SBOM by hand. But with the values and the address for delivery. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to watch the previous episodes. You're not into the inside jokes. Come on, get up to it. But anyway, about mentoring.
So much for first community, of all, right?
You're right. So about the mentoring, definitely the first thing that comes to mind is Tanya's efforts, which are definitely laudable. But on an institutionalized level thing, and I'm doing air quotes for whomever is not watching, my plan and something that I would love to have the opportunity to push forward was to involve OWASP in that. And as part of the making it bigger for the membership, to create some form of system where people could almost an eBay for mentorship. Hey, here's what I'm willing to mentor on, and here's what I'm looking for, and cross those two sets of people. So yeah, if anybody out there loves to write this kind of systems and would like to get that going, please let me know.
Yeah, it's mentoring marketplace.
Yeah,
is what you're looking for.
Yep. Okay, where else are we going?
No, Matt, I thought Matt was going to say something. Matt was looking like he was going to say something.
The only thing I was going to add was that it really has been, I think, since the pandemic, right? Pandemic changed a lot of people's outlooks on things. And since then, the flame wars in public, drag out fights around, my opinion versus my opinion, is I think is, at least in the circles we've been involved with, right? People are much more willing to debate, to discuss, to share ideas, to mentor, or to be mentored.
You haven't been to Reddit lately, huh?
Oh, I've been watching Reddit.
I kid. It's much better.
It is much better. It is, it is different. And we're not talking, there's certain platforms, I suppose, that you could go to that.
If you're going to 4chan to get your AppSec or mentorship, you're in the wrong place.
Shame on you.
I don't do X anymore. But and I think Mastodon's a ghost town at this point. Still.
Wait. I have to parse this one. When you say I don't do X anymore,
you
mean X previously known as Twitter?
Yeah, the thing formerly known as Twitter. Yeah.
Solve for X, please.
Good. Because otherwise we would have to have some EDM around here and some lights blowing and stuff.
Oh, different kind of X. Yeah.
Yeah. And see if we can get Matt in the thing again.
Yeah, I'm definitely not thankful for Mastodon. because I never figured it out. I'm like, I consider myself to be mildly intelligent, and I just don't get this. Like, why don't things connect to each other? Like, why do I say it's one thing here and it doesn't get over there? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, so I feel like Mastodon just got like in a block of ice somewhere, and it's waiting for global warming to make something happen. And perhaps there's a movie there. I don't know.
Maybe, I mean, we are older white guys with glasses, and until recently all had beards. And I'm sure we can't figure out this distributed computing thing called Mastodon.
Hey, I got my login working. I just don't get there.
Which server are you touching?
Infosec.exchange.
There's the problem. We shouldn't have to define it, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey,
right? That's not something we're thankful for.
It's just your email, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm thankful also for this podcast, the experience we've had here, and just it's been fun to just riff on things. And
high point of my week.
All right, I'm going to let our audience in on a little bit of little bit of behind the scenes here on the security table. So get ready.
Wait.
Wait, under the table. This is under the table.
This is under the table? Okay, under the security table. This is a special episode. We are under the security table. Yeah, Izar is now disappearing on the video feed under the security table. Whoops. Managed to lose a headphone. I was laughing so hard. But the security table. We don't have. Listen, folks. We don't have any budget for special effects.
Notice that the only camera that's not following anybody is yours, which is supposed to follow you.
AI camera that's supposed to be following you. No, just to let folks in on a little bit of secret here. Like, we don't actually prepare a whole lot before we start recording. So, but it's been fun.
Or at all.
Yeah, we often have a topic that
This is my preparation for today.
That's good. Well, you did more than I did. I'm just freestyling, but it's been fun.
The security riff.
Yeah, but it's been fun to just explore topics and just talk about them in a recorded format.
Oh, by the way, for something else for our guests to know, we usually choose the topic either the day of, like,
or
hours,
15 minutes before. Or even worse, 15 minutes after.
after we start recording. Yes. No, we often have a discussion before we hit record to feed.
Which sometimes is better than the podcast itself.
We always complain that we don't hit record early.
Yeah, I try to hit record as soon as I possibly can. We can always edit out anything crazy anybody says.
So now we were planning to go with what was the next one? Things that we were.
So this was holiday gifts. So two holiday gifts that you would like the AppSec industry to give you.
Yes, and I'm going to add to that one things that you want to be thankful for next year.
But now we're doing predictions. Come on, I was trying to sell this like it wasn't a prediction by calling it a holiday gift.
It's not a prediction; it's a request.
So let me throw a different alternative for you, since it is the season of the holidays. We just said what we're thankful for Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about what gifts we want for the holidays from a security standpoint. Let's consider New Year's and what should be somebody's New Year's resolution.
Ooh,
around AppSec.
I would not try to threat model with ChatGPT.
Dude, you just dropped the gloves right off the start. The game started and the gloves were off, and he starts like, "Let's go, it's go time." Start swinging. Wow. Okay, let's go back to let's push those New Year's resolutions a little bit down here, down the agenda, and let's explore this holiday gift giving extravaganza. So, Matt, we're gonna, since you appeared to have a sticky note where you had some thoughts, I'm gonna come to you first here.
If I didn't, I would just be sitting here like stuck, trying to think of something.
Izar has literally 50 blank sticky notes that he's attempting to make us think he's prepared. So, Matt, what do you got? Like, what's the gift you would like the AppSec industry to give you?
All right, I'm going to start with a lame one. I have a couple ideas, but I'm going to start with a lame one.
Okay.
Although I think Izar may have already stolen it. Remember that I want the AppSec industry to remember that humans are part of the AppSec process.
Oh God, yeah.
Interesting. Tell me more.
I want tools that do their job, but I want them to know that there are humans at the other end that we cannot automate away. As much as I love automation, and get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of automation, but there are humans in this process. And I realize this now over many years and working with people, and even more recently from the threat modeling conference and talking to people doing threat modeling, that humans are part of this process. We can't automate everybody away. And my fear is with the push to AI to replace humans, that will move to tool performed, not tool assisted.
Remember,
so that's my wish. That's my wish that people remember there's humans in this process.
Remember when we had that T-shirt, "Go away, or I will
replace you with a very small shell script"? Yes.
Yeah. Now it's "Go away, or I'll replace you with a very short prompt."
Mm-hmm. And one of these mini AI things.
Yeah.
The Chat GPT. What do they call it? The things you can build now.
Yeah.
The mini versions.
What
mini LLMs?
What makes me very afraid is that I think that the industry jumped Matt's request rather than invest into recognizing that there are people in there. The brunt of the investment now is into taking people away from there by putting all these mini AIs and whatnot. And going back to that New Year's resolution, and something that we have addressed in previous episodes, people, these things, seriously, they're like an army of monkeys randomly typing on a typewriter, but at the same time throwing a coin up and down to see what's the probable next word. So please don't say that they have superhuman capabilities of inference and cognizance, and that they are able to do all the things that we are not able to do much better than we ever will, because that is not how it works. Please.
Sound like a marketing person now,
right?
I want to buy whatever you're selling here. I'm buying, man. Inference engines, and so that leads me to mine. Now let me tee up the gift I would like from the AppSec industry, because it plays into what you just said with that marketing strewn thing.
Oh, the marketing stuff.
Yes, I would like AppSec marketing just to stop saying stupid things. Okay, am I asking too much? Like,
can you give us an example there of?
I have a whole bunch of examples actually, if you would like.
What's your top two?
Make shift happen. Make shift happen is a prominent company that this is their go-to-market campaign across LinkedIn and many other places. Make shift happen. So I have so many problems with this. First of all, as a sensible startup founder, I'm never going to put a cuss word into a place where a cuss word began its life. I'm not going to use a substitutionary word into that, because I don't know. It's just not very high class to do that to me. And like, my company, my brand stands for something, like, and it's not, I don't want people to think of it in that regard. So make shift happen was one of them. I saw another one that
do epic shift. Yeah.
Well, this is my Move AppSec Forward campaign for 2024. Don't shift left, move AppSec forward.
That's good.
It's not about shifting, but we'll save that for another episode in the future. But let me see another one of the examples that I had was it was something to the effect of something about using AI to revolutionize AppSec or something like that. I'm like, to your point there, Izar, like, it's not really possible right now. Like, you can't revolutionize anything with AI. Yeah, in a couple of years, as these things continue to get better and better, okay, then we can talk about replacing the human thought process or whatever. But that's not what Gen AI does right now. It's not like it's sitting there thinking, going, "Ooh, I got a new idea. Let's roll this thing out." It's pattern matching. It's guessing the next word that it needs to reply back to you with, based on all the other words and things that it's ever been written that it's been able to analyze and put together. And so, yeah, that's the gift I would like. I would like marketing. Just represent your product for what it does and leave shift left behind. Let's just make that a 2023 thing. Let's start fresh in 2024. Let's just stop shifting left. Just find something else to say. It's such a tired phrase. Remember when Wired used to have the wired and tired? If you ever
Oh yeah.
magazine,
Oh yeah.
like shift left is tired. Leave it, find something else.
Okay. The gift that I would like to be given. It actually connects to what Matt stopped doing, the X thing, but not the former Twitter thing. I want us to take a page out of Gen AI, and we should start doing something that Gen AI does so well. Can you guess what? I want people to start hallucinating. I want people to start getting bored, because that's where the best ideas come from. We are all inside the box right now. We are being fed thing over thing over thing in our echo chambers of Twitter and X and whatnot, or LinkedIn or whatnot. And we are being told that this is the next thing, and that here are the millions, and that this is what the VCs are looking for, and that this is the shift that's going to take our industry to the next level. And a lot of people that have a lot of capabilities and a lot of talents are just sitting and consuming all that stuff. I want people to start hallucinating again. I want people to start getting bored again. And I want people to say, that's not what I want. I'm going to do one better. I'm going to do one stronger.
Make something better. So you want people to take the red pill?
No. No, I want people to just, once you challenged us to shift the paradigm from the scan cycle and all that, I want people to step up to that kind of challenge. I want people to not look at that and say, well, that's how we ever did it, and it works, and it's an industry that's worth billions and billions of dollars, so probably something is right here. I want people to say, no, we can do it differently. And I want to see what they come up with.
So think differently.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of hallucinating, of asking how cool would it be if.
I'm going to say, when you first got halfway through that sentence and you were prescribing hallucinations, I didn't know where you were going. I was a little bit concerned for a second. I'm like, is he going to recommend like peyote experiences in the desert to kind of unlock our thinking? Or like, I didn't know where you were going.
LSD there. For your TLC, for your TLS.
So
I couldn't even say it right.
So disclaimer here, like public disclaimer. I am such a coward for that kind of thing that I don't think that I would ever get it there. Even though we keep hearing about this microdosing thing coming from San Jose and where not. But no, I don't think that I would go there. But I think that what I really want is for people to be bored, to not always be fed by something else that tells them how to think. And once they get there, to step out and think differently.
Well, you're describing a cultural problem.
Yep.
It's an epidemic. What you just described. It's an epidemic.
We are limiting ourselves.
Of a lack of thinking. People are such consumers now of information. Like I don't know about you. I haven't watched the news in probably 20 years. I don't watch the news because the news doesn't tell me anything good. The news is about telling me all the bad things that are happening. And so I just don't watch it because I don't want to constantly be thinking about the sky is falling, because they spend a lot of time saying the sky is falling. Yes, there are problems that happen in the world and they're reporting on those. But a lot of times the 24-hour news cycle creates this thing where they're just trying to find something to make people panicked about or worried about. And so I just said, I'm just not doing it anymore. And that's the beginning of unlocking my mind. Is I don't have a thread running that's in panic mode all the time about what's going to fall out of the sky or what's going to, what are the things that I should be they're trying to make me scared of today.
Yeah. So that touches me deep, because for the past month, I have been glued to the news 24/7 since October 7th. And at the same time, I have been thinking for a long time already that what makes us good at what we do, namely threat modeling, is the fact that we have these radars that are constantly looking for what could go wrong. And me myself, speaking only for myself, for a long time now, I haven't been able to turn that off and step away from the professional realm and stop looking at what could go wrong everywhere. And I do feel that put me in a constant fight or flight mode. So sometimes I get myself with less patience than I should have, or more stressed, more worried than I should be. But I get what you're saying. People are. I don't think that people. What was the term that you used? People are limited. You said no.
I can never remember what I say. So
Yeah, no. I think that what's happening now is that people have been looking at things through a paper tube. Getting the tunnel vision. And what I'm challenging people to do, and what actually you challenged people to do before, is to not be afraid of stepping out of the paradigm and thinking about different ways of doing things, right? I mean, nowadays you get one very smart person coming and saying, hey, I connected this thing to ChatGPT and it's doing this. And then you get 1,000 mini-me's coming out. Yeah, I connected it too. And then you end up with like this huge amount of things. Or the same thing, I got a graph database doing this and that and the other. Yeah, me too. And I don't know. It's like, why is it so hard for us to innovate in this industry?
Yeah, and I'll throw out another thing just because we're kind of on this. How would we need to change to get better? And I was looking for an episode of the Tim Ferriss podcast to remember who I heard this from, but they used the term social media sobriety to describe how long they had been away from the social media machine that influences us according to an agenda, right? And it could be X, it could be Instagram, it can be LinkedIn, it could be anything. Any social Facebook, any social media platform has an agenda ultimately. And a lot of times it's to get you to buy something or whatever the agenda is. But and I can't remember for the life of me who I heard say this. It's not an original thought, but just it kind of got me, grabbed a hold of me though. This idea of social media sobriety, that you could be away from things. And I'll tell you this other story because it's kind of it fits into this topic we're discussing. So I know this kid. He's like, I don't know, 21 years old or so, and he carries a flip phone. Do you guys know what a flip phone is? Yes, you do, of course, because you're old enough to remember. That's where we all started with phones. He has a flip phone, and I asked him. I said, in this modern day and age, this is so odd to me. Like, I'm a technologist. I have a new phone all the time because I always want to know what the new things are we can do. And, I'm so driven by the need for the latest and greatest technologies and things. And I'm like, how do you survive without a flip phone? With a flip phone? You know what he told me? He said, I don't have social media. I don't use social media. One, it doesn't work on my phone. Which is funny when he's sending a text and he's literally hitting like 111 to make ABC and all of that. But it kind of grabbed a hold of me because I'm like, and you know what I told him right at that time? I said, you live a happier life than I do. I'm not kidding.
It's true. It's true.
Imagine being able to go a week and not being consumed by things that you see on X or what people are saying on LinkedIn, or a lot of people get caught in that Facebook rut of, how our friends appear to be living such better lives than us because everybody takes a picture of their kids smiling, never when the kid's throwing the bowl of spaghetti at them. That never goes on the social media stream, right?
Awesome.
We've really diverted. We've really taken a wide turn here from where we started, but this is good because I think we're unpacking something that is meaningful. It should be meaningful to a lot of people. But yeah, that story of my friend James, his just approach to technology, I'm like, he is a happier person than I am.
You know what that sounds like to me? That he found the way for AppSec of the mind, because basically he's doing input validation.
Yeah, he is.
Right?
Good point.
Is he's in AppSec though?
No. He's not a technology. He's not a technology guy at all.
Yeah, I would say that that's probably very difficult to be that kind of person and be in AppSec. But have you ever heard the concept of kosher phones?
No. Mm-mm.
Nope.
So that there is a thing like that.
Phones that are phones?
Smartphones that are actually limited in their capabilities so that they can only access certain sites and can have certain chat apps and
kids
stuff
mode.
like that. Kids phones, but channeled to a different public.
Yeah.
And And that was always something that really like, I don't know. The feeling that I have is that we are participating in the biggest experiment in our history in terms of social engineering. And it has never been so clear to me as this past month, when you see a lot of, let's call them opinions. Let's call them very excited opinions coming
We used to
out.
call them FUD. We used to call them FUD.
Not even that.
But, I mean, it's gone to disinformation, right? Like,
yes.
I mean, that's a military term. Like you have disinformation is misleading a public for your own agenda, and I think there's a lot of that happening right now.
Disinformation, psyops, and whatnot, and as I said, I've spent the last month glued to the TV, and it was the first time that I saw a commercial showing how fake news would be posted on something that looked like WhatsApp, and the last line of the chat is, "Why are you sharing this? Why are you such an idiot?" And then the reader just going, "Don't be an idiot. Check your things before you share them." Right? And it just showed me how the cycle like got closed. People used to sit down and read the newspaper, then they listen to the radio, then they watch the news on TV. Then it was social media. Now it gets everything through social media. Now TV is closing social media.
Journalistic integrity is gone.
Totally.
And I'll say it. Like, I don't care if anybody send me an Instagram. I don't care. I'll argue if anybody wants to tell me that it still exists. And so the days of the newspaper being an independent thing that just reported the news and there was no side from their perspective, they just reported the facts. Those days are gone, unfortunately. And it plays into this whole, like you said, I love the way you described it. It's a social engineering experiment. And the population of the world are the people that are the subjects of this. And people are trying to see how they can influence thinking and influence big picture things, right? But gone are the days when you could turn on the evening news and Walter Cronkite gave you the straight shot about what was happening in the world. Like, here's the facts, people, about what's happening.
Well, so let's bring this back to AppSec then.
Yeah.
So I am probably not alone in using social media, Reddit and LinkedIn a lot for finding interesting or current news about security trends. The latest ransomware attacks, new vulnerabilities or attack scenarios that get identified, advances in crypto, whatever the case may be, versus more I'll say bland or direct,
inconsequential.
Well, more, as opposed to more academic, perhaps, or even more official sources, right? So, like, I could look at Kev as an example.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or I could be looking at, MITRE pushes out reports on a regular basis, or even third parties who have integrity in their research and publication methods, right? To be able to push out articles that I could go to, but I still look at the social media feeds. But you have to take it with a grain of salt. So I guess maybe in pulling it back, I wanted to ask from both of you, what are your reputable sources for security news?
My main one is you. But
and my main one is Izar. So
we're doomed. So the industry is over. It's over. The sky is falling.
No, but seriously, I like what you're talking about, and I would say that yes, there are some there. Right, but I think that my question here is how far-ranging would it be to have a source for that kind of stuff that's not reputable and not trustable? I mean, what's the impact? How bad would it be? Because we are all a bunch of cynicals by nature, so that disreputable source would first have to give us something that would bring us all to the watering hole.
Well, yeah. So let's just throw out an example there. You're on Reddit. You're looking at InfoSec or cybersecurity, and somebody goes, "So and so was breached. 800 million records leaked."
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't care at this point. I'm
Well,
serious. I'm serious.
So there's information overload on top of that.
We've reached the point where that problem is, that doesn't even get my attention anymore, to be honest with you.
So I'm going to give you the Reddit point of view. The first comment is going to be a 5-page treatise on the theory. Well, it's not a theory, actually has been proven by I don't know who, but it has been proven that it's actually a team of very talented Hungarian hackers funded by Experian, because it's part of their business model that if there's a breach, people are going to give the 800 million people who got impacted Experian tracking of their data, right? So connect the dots, man. Get educated.
So a conspiracy theory. Okay,
right?
Great. That's the first comment.
That's Reddit for you. The second comment is going to be, dude, I worked at such and such for years, and I could have told you it was just an accident waiting to happen. The third one would be, but did they test their stuff? And the fourth one would be somebody saying, I am a first-year student and I would love to contribute to that project. Would you kindly show me how to do it?
The world according to Reddit. That's great.
Right? So, but
it's like you're in my feed.
Actually, yeah, let's not go there. But
wait, was that you?
As I said, let's not go there. But anyway, the thing for me, the closing of the cycle here for me is that if we take a look at Chris' friend that's doing AppSec for the Mind with his input validation, if we look at Matt's approach that, hey, we could well build a closed environment here of places that we could rely on stuff. And I think that connecting a bit to my challenge of think outside the box, what could we as an AppSec community do to change the situation? Is there anything that we could do? Is there any kind of influence in products or in things that we do that we somehow could make the world a better place next year by using our super AppSec powers? Besides threat modeling, all the things.
I mean, I think there's always an opportunity for a group of leaders to get together and come up with some idea that would move the industry forward, and then ask a collection of people to get behind it and move forward with it. So it's not quite a manifesto, right? Because a manifesto is designed to be greenfield and last beyond just a year. Like the threat modeling manifesto is still going strong, right? And we released it how many years ago? 2 years ago? Something like that.
3 years ago.
3 years.
Oh,
yes.
God.
It's still going strong because but I think a group of people could get together, a group of leaders could get together and say, here's something we could change. Here's something we could do better, and then ask the community to get behind it. I think that's how you influence change.
But isn't that the AI letter?
The AI letter. Well, I mean, the AI letter was just taking a stance, right? It wasn't.
It was talking about things like a moratorium and things.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything that anybody could get behind and actually do something. You could sign it and say, "Yeah, I agree with what they're saying." That's not what I'm talking about. We don't need any. We got enough letters in this world. We don't need people to sign letters. We need people to take action to cause some positive change, right? Based on what you're talking about. And
yeah.
Well, and what change? So what change we need? Because actually, my second one, it may be related to this. So my second gift was actually more of a gift idea for others, and so I'm not big on gifts, like physical things, and maybe this is just an evolution of I'm not 12 anymore, but the things are fun. Some things are fun. My wife got me this for my birthday. It's a fidget spinner, and I can't put it down. But it would be.
Izar's got his.
Where's I have a few more I could pull out. So actually this connects fidget spinning and D&D because it's a D20 dice roller as a spinner, which is awesome. Anyway, But so as a gift idea, use that extra energy when you're not looking at Reddit or social media feeds.
What?
And go volunteer.
Yes.
Go volunteer your time.
Yes.
Go mentor. Go look at open source projects. Pick an open source project at random. Throw a dice. Throw a die or a dart at GitHub and pick a project and go file bugs.
Yes.
Go find and file bugs, or PRs, as Izar likes to say.
So much.
We can help improve the industry in small steps while we're trying to form something bigger to solve bigger industry problems.
Yes, definitely.
And that's my peace on earth and goodwill towards men gift idea.
And you know what? That's a good place to end, because we'll come back and talk in another episode about New Year's resolutions, AppSec New Year's resolutions. But I think this is a good place to wrap up for this holiday themed edition. As you can see, once again, based on our outfits, very much holiday themed for us. Thanks, folks, for joining another episode of the Security Table.